how to make product visualization video. This video shows one of the ways to do it. The first step is to identify the goals and boundaries. Verbalize unique quality that we need to focus on. What problem this product is solving? In general, how does ownership of this object will make your living experience better? No one knows better than the authors of an idea. And at this stage, listening is the most powerful skill that can be applied.
So I guess like the whole like motivation of this these product shots is I want the viewers to like watch the video and say, oh my God, this guy put way too much effort for this stupid joke. You know what I mean?
Mind mapping. It helps organize information into a solid structure. You can visually see how bigger tasks are breaking into small actionable pieces. Never had a chance to say that, but thank you, Ash, for showing mind mapping to me. This course can teach you how to think. I like to have a Notion page for every project I'm working on, for tracking the stages, tasks, for keeping track of the renders, storing prefixes, bits of code, stuff like that. And if you have someone to help you, you can share the working space. There's a lot to say about Notion for 3D production, but this topic deserves its own video. A couple of things that are currently missing: linking local files and folders like in SimpleMind, and duration data format. Currently, there's no way to sum up seconds with frames according to frame rate to get minutes. In cases when Houdini is used for more than just FX shots, it is much better to organize the project around the job variable instead of the heap. For inter-project assets like textures and models, we can use custom global variable for the library. For example, here it is called OzLib and defined globally in the system. We'll see the importance of variables when we get to the point of rendering with grid market service. By using structure based on job variable, lightweight project files of Houdini and Nuke can be separated from the heavy stuff like geometry caches, raw renders with lots of AOVs, comp EXR renders and so on. Project files will be saved forever. Heavy temporary files will be removed with one click of a button at the end of the project. Typically, there is no need to model anything. The manufacturing process leaves the precise model in CAD format. Moai 3D is the best way to convert CAD data into polygons. It gives control over precision and helps avoid tiny polygons. Blender is useful for precise UV editing and complex material building. With the help of Simple Bake add-on, it becomes possible to export complete set of PBR textures out of the Blender to any software. The ability to work on materials and at the same time adjust the geometry eliminates friction of one of the most annoying steps, which is jumping between modeling and texturing packages. Let alone the fact that Blender is free and Simple Bake add-on is very affordable, to say the least. The main material always beneficial to make right inside of Houdini, because often it needs to be adjusted on shot-by-shot basis. Houdini Digital Asset or HDA, previously called OTL, is a great way to organize product model. This will allow start working with unfinished product design and swap it later with finalized model everywhere automatically. And changes in design are very common in preparation for the market. The shots building process can generate hundreds of heap files. With the help of HDAs, you can re-render shots that you need without even launching Houdini, just by requeuing shots in the deadline. All of the moving parts should be rigged, set it up and linked to a simple sliders. Typically it is a continuing process of adding necessary functionality while working on the shots, and all changes in the asset are immediate, even for currently loaded files. Literally. How cool is that? For constructing the narrative, it's convenient to start with building shots for the coverage. Different camera positions, frame sizes, lens choices. Everything that will help to craft appealing experience for the audience. We already defined what is important. Now it's time to extract building blocks for the story. Nothing should be left to mere chance. Every shot needs undivided attention. Forget about generic studio HDRI for everything. Every camera angle is unique and requires specifically positioned light sources with specific sizes, animated movements, and so on. Change one thing and you'll have to change everything else. I'm searching for interesting and balanced distribution of volumes, repetition, unexpected continuity, and at the same time I'm playing with lighting, wrapping the subject with gradients of light. Camera and lighting are inseparable. Oh, and let's set procedural or even tracked camera shake just because we can. No, not this time. These camera moves inspired by on-set tools like Steadicam, Rails, and Crane. Why to use Crane, you ask? Good question. I know one gentleman who has an opinion. Let's listen to him.
A moving in close-up of this bottle would have been done on the Crane, because why fucking not? It's so magnificent. I felt like I was Max Opus out there, just, swirling around on the Crane, and it was lovely.
So where did you shoot?
Fast render engines like Redshift allow us to get rid of animatics for such projects. Previously, it was an unfortunate source of misunderstanding. A couple of days of shots building, overnight renders, and you have a foundation for the editing. Already with light and materials, leaving all of the mysteries behind, allow to over-communicate expectations, to make everyone happy by the end of the project. Nuke Indie can help prepare shots for the fluid editing. Shots will go through default network, which is tearing down sequence path to pieces and embedding shot name and core folder as a metadata into a stream. This metadata is used down the line to place overlays on top of the shot and automatically construct file names. When you need to perform some change, this is how you always know from which heap file this particular render was submitted. Every shot is here for you in a second. If something requires compositing, even as little as denoise or recoloring with cryptomats, make your changes and it will be updated in DaVinci Resolve automatically. If you change your mind, just turn off the changes. It's the power of non-destructive workflow. I found useful to have all of the shots inside of a single Nuke script, as it eliminates friction a lot, even if it feels like abuse for shot-based compositing software. For example, if you have a product with display, you can re-render all of the shots with new wallpaper. Nuke scripts can be corrupted sometimes, just be aware of that and bring heavy compositing out of the script with the live group, which is a great feature. Thanks, Foundry. After Zinc Render Farm passed away, I tried grid markets as an alternative for streamlined cloud rendering and wasn't disappointed. These guys are constantly working on their software, which is handling file transferring, and it seems like they never sleep. Support is always responsive and eager to help. It's great to have such scalability option when you need to render a lot of stuff fast. Just make sure you're not using absolute paths for the files and textures. They can be folded with a textport. And make sure you've defined your variable in pre-flight interface. And don't worry, your cryptomat's not missed. Just ask guys to send them back to you if you don't have access to the CRYs. Thank you for watching. Check the final video on Joma Tech channel. It is hilarious, I watched it many times. Let me know if you want me to cover some specific parts of my workflow, and maybe I'll make the video about that.
And this is how you can
Product visualization
inside Houdini.